Today on the channel, we take a look at WWE Elite Series 89 with bonus rankings at the end. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a WWE Elite Series 89 from Mattel Sergeant Slaughter unboxing and review today. And we've got Iraqi sympathizer Sergeant Slaughter, and 2021 is really turning into the year of Sergeant Slaughter. We've got this Elite, of course. We got the San Diego Comic-Con Ultimate Edition. We've got the WWE Masters of the Universe figure coming out momentarily. And then you've got the Valaverse G.I. Joe style figure coming, I believe, November, December of 2021. So it really is the year of Sergeant Slaughter, and it just asks that question when you think of the year of Sergeant Slaughter. You just say to yourself, what's a Nemesis Enforcer? As you guys remember, Sergeant Slaughter said that to me many moons ago when I met him. I said, Sarge, how about that great match you had with Nemesis Enforcer? And he said, what's a Nemesis Enforcer? And that tells you all you need to know. And probably one of the reasons Nemesis Enforcer beat him up so bad in that G.I. Joe movie that he turned into an Iraqi sympathizer. And I'll never forget Sergeant Slaughter for that. Not so much joining Iraq. You know, I was little at the time. I didn't really understand all that kind of stuff going on. But I really did not like the whole bit where he beat the Ultimate Warrior at the Royal Rumble from the world title. I forever then was against Sergeant Slaughter. I remember when he wanted his country back, I said, nope, you're out of here. You should have done the right thing. Hey, I'm calling this match off. Macho Man interfered. Give Warrior his title. Maybe we can run this back at Saturday Night's Main Event or another show down the line. That's what Sarge should have done. Instead, no, he took that title. He took the purple title from the Warrior and broke all of the world's hearts in the process. So we're going to unbox this one. We'll be a little sad, but we'll look through that bias and we'll take a real look at this Sergeant Slaughter. And we're going to do this review like we do all the reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And we'll see where it goes from there. And we got some comparisons to do at the end as usual as well. So let's look at the packaging first. Now, we first saw this brand new packaging in the Top Picks line. What did we do? Roman Reigns on the channel and Jeff Hardy. That was our first go-around with this, but now this is our first true go-around in the modern-day Elite set, where the other ones were Top Picks. This is our traditional line with Elite 89. So I really do like this package. It grows on me more and more every day. I know some people don't like it. I just think the change, it was time. Sometimes things get stale. We always talk about it. I'm sure somebody might put in the comments there, well, Kyle, you love package uniformity, and I do love package uniformity. Jack's Classic Superstars look no farther than that. But Mattel Elites have changed every year. Not as drastic as this every year, but they've had changes every year. So that went out the window long ago. So it doesn't really matter at this point anymore in my eyes. That's the way I see it, but you can tell me how you see it in the comments below. But I will tell you guys, it feels like this cardboard and plastic's just not as durable and tough as packages of the past. I don't know if it was the more squared box, rectangle box that we got with the old Elites that kind of held it together, or this is kind of crazily shaped a little bit with some curves and some deep dives to it. But it just has a big squish to it. I could see this stuff getting banged up and dented and dinged and ripped very easily. And I almost wonder, as we know, world shipping issues, cardboard, plastic being increasingly difficult to find and secure by manufacturers, if that could be some of that. They're using less amounts of cardboard, more filler, lesser plastic, stuff like that to save money, and maybe they don't have availability to it. There could be. I'm not a packaging master out there. I just play one on YouTube from time to time. But there might be some of that going on, or it could just be the way the package is shaped now, but it doesn't have the sturdiness. So for you Min On Card collectors, you might have some challenges, more challenges than you've had in the past to get Min On Card from, you know, mail and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to point that out at the beginning here before we jump too far in, but let's take a look at Sergeant Slaughter. Let's look at him. I like this big WWE logo. I know some people do not like that, but I really do think it's all about branding at the end of the day. Easy for me to say. It's about branding at the end of the day. When you have AEW right on the peg shelves right next to you, you need something that really calls out WWE. AEW is a big deal. I love AEW, watching it more than WWE these days, like most of you guys probably watching this video. However, at the end of the day, the majority of the world still is WWE. That's what they think, especially kids out there. They have a big kids demographic. When grandma's at the store buying figures, she's going to be looking for this seal. They've done a great job branding People know what the WWE logo is. And, you got to always think about those grandmas, those aunts and uncles, those parents out there shopping. So I like that a lot. And what else I like? I like this little glamour shot of the Sarge down there. Beautiful. You got his name. Everything you need to know what this is right away. You don't have to look for it for a long time. Bam, WWE. Bam, Sergeant Slaughter. Bam, you know what you're getting. Elite 89 up top, of course. You got the Elite logo. Kind of got a little graphic there with a little bit of light putting the plastic through there. Beautiful shot of the Sarge over here, looking only like he can look. Just looking like he's ready to ask me about Nemesis Enforcer. Now tell me more about this Nemesis Enforcer, is what he wanted to say, I'm sure. True Effects, of course. We got that logo there, and this is where we got the little bit of the slope going on. You got Sergeant Slaughter's name. Elite Collection down below. Very cool. All in all, I do like the change as a whole. I think it's a good change. I hate change sometimes, but I really do think they did as best of a job they could have done with this. On the back, very similar to prior Elites, you got a glamour shot of the Sarge in the ring right there. We got the cross sell down below. We're encouraging the future generation through play down there. The new Mattel tagline going on. You got the tail of the tape and a little blurb on the Sarge, so you guys know I'm a sucker for a blurb, and I appreciate Mattel always putting these blurbs on these packaging. Big fan of a blurb. And let's read this blurb. Let's see what it says here. But first, from Paris Island, South Carolina. Beautiful this time of year, especially if you're going to be in the Marine Corps and stuff. Then it's really beautiful. Height 6'5", weight 310 pounds. Finisher, that old Cobra clutch. You know Cobra. You got to watch out. You stick those on those dreadnoughts. He wouldn't discriminate. He put it on Zartan, Cobra Commander. Just couldn't quite get it on Nemesis Enforcer, though. But when you're fighting an alien being from Cobra Law, well, it's pretty tough. Career highlights, WWE Champion, WWE Hall of Fame inductee. Yes, and I've also seen him inducted into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame up in Waterloo, Iowa. Cheap plug. Visit me there next July. Sergeant Slaughter vowed to end the immortal puke, Hulk Hogan and all his puke-maniacs by walking away as the reigning WWE Champion at WrestleMania 7. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I always hated it when he called people pukes and stuff. I don't know. I liked maggots. Maggots I was good with. Puke just seemed very forced and very... I don't know. Not as intimidating to me. But anyways, I'm still trying to learn how to unbox these. I forget there is tape on the bottom, so it's almost like the Ultimate Edition. Oh, I thought I got all the tape, but no, didn't really get it all. And same with the top, I believe, too. Yep. So, anyways, it's all falling apart. Well, I'll get that out, I guess. Packaging, see you later up high. The new backgrounds here, I do miss the blue, but we'll take the red, I guess. I don't really have a choice in the matter. We got that WWE logo with kind of a light going through there. See you later. Oh, and Sarge is buckled in, too. He's buckled in a couple spots with some rubber bands. There he is in the plastic prison. Sarge looking only like he can look. But we get a lot of accessories here. We get an extra set of hands. We get elbow pads. We get his riding crop. Very famous riding crop for the Sarge. Got to have those. Let's pop them out. Not as many hands as we got with the Ultimate Edition, of course, because that's the Ultimate Edition. But I do like the extra sets of hands. We talk about it all the time. That really gives more expression to the figure. It really takes that figure to the old next level is what that does. Pulling the Sarge out here. There it is. See you later. Now, we're getting a lot of reuse here. I'm fairly confident. We're going to compare him to the Colonel Mustafa figure we just recently got. Part of the SummerSlam, what would that be? Series 86. Target exclusive. I'm getting the Sarge out here. He's even got a band over his head with holding his glasses in. So I do appreciate that. That tells you Mattel knows, hey, these glasses aren't staying on real well. We better buckle them in. To me, that says maybe we better make better glasses. That's what I would kind of think. But who knows? Is what it is. But he does have sunglasses on. I gotta be honest, these are probably my least favorite sunglasses we get from Mattel. They just really look like old man glasses, kind of. They just... I don't know, something's off about them. Something's off about them. But we do get some extra hands with the Sarge. We get a pointing finger, so you can choose which hand you want to be pointing. And then we get 2 open hands. You guys know me. I would have liked to seen at least 1 fist in here. You always need a wrestler to always have at least 1 fist. Don't have to give me 2, but at least give me 1. Give me that option, because these are wrestlers. These are toys at the end of the day. Now, we've seen a lot of this before. It really feels like we're looking at Colonel Mustafa all over again. We get the bottom here, the tan kind of army desert camo, not camo, I guess, but army desert gear that Slaughter wore back in the day. We've got that same top going on with Slaughter, and I might as well pull Colonel Mustafa right here. We'll stick him to the side. I mean, the bottom down, they are the exact same figure. Mustafa's got a little bit of silver on his belt. Definitely different boots on Mustafa, of course, but a lot of reuse there. But I don't hate that because you got to get the most out of your molds, and that makes sense to me at the end of the day. So I have no problems with that there. Is it the exact same shirt? I'm pretty sure it is. It fits a little bit better on Slaughter than it does on Mustafa, I will say that. It's kind of funny how Slaughter's got the face like he's all mad, you know, kind of like he would have been, where Colonel Mustafa's got a cheesy, kind of funny laugh grin on his face. That's kind of a mistake there. I mean, this is supposed to be really heel time, Colonel Mustafa, Iron Sheik. Yeah, they should have had a mad face on here instead of the Steve Harvey Family Feud face going on there. But it's okay. Are these hats the same, the berets? Exact same berets, so getting the most out of your money, or your molds, you got to put that beret. So we got the same beret with Mustafa that we got with Slaughter. I should say, too, I'm hopeful in the future we get General Adnan. We really need that to complete the Holy Trinity here of Iraqi sympathizers. I hope we do get that in the future. It would be a real miss if we did not. And one miss that they didn't hit is they really knocked it out of the park here, giving us this colored. I don't think we've ever got these colored elbow pads in the past, this kind of maroonish, reddish color. But Slaughter did wear these during this time, so I really like and I appreciate they just didn't give us generic black ones. They went above and beyond, gave us correct elbow pads here. I know it has confused some people in the package saying, what are those going on? But you couldn't get the coat on over those elbow pads. So a little choose your own adventure, as not everybody is going to display this with his jacket on. Some people will display him as wrestler, and obviously kids out there will be playing with this figure. I want to take these glasses off, see what we got going on here. It's a pretty good Slaughter. I always drives me nuts. That little poof of hair there just drives me crazy. I guess he had that, but it just seems more pronounced on an action figure to me. It just looks goofy. I'm going to have the Slaughter with the glasses on and the hat on, so I really won't see that a whole lot. Underneath, he's got to have his camo on. Yep. So we got the camo underneath here for Slaughter. I mean, this is what he should have. Always looked really good, though, this Slaughter with the camo shirt with the singlet over the top, but then the red, these elbow pads. It always had a good look, a good eye-appealing look to me. I really stood out with those elbow pads. So Slaughter was quite fashionable back then in the 90s, I would say. Articulation-wise, do we got double jointed? No, why don't I just take this jacket off, huh? Should we just get this jacket off and get it over with? Let's take the Sarge's jacket. Now, I will say, I feel like this material on this jacket isn't the strongest. I would be shocked if it didn't maybe rip on some people, and especially over time. I can already kind of see the frayingness where you can almost see through it, like it's been just through the washer a million times. That's kind of what I get that feeling on the jacket. Gosh, it's tough to get off. Will it ever go back on? That's always the worry, but it comes off. But yeah, there we go. Jacket. Yeah, I like this. I like this. He does not have double jointed elbows. He does not have any staining from the jacket, so we like to hear that. Single jointed elbows on the Sarge here. But we do have double jointed knees. We do got the ankle rockers up and down. The ankles are always tough on these. Some of them almost feel like they're fused sometimes. You got the waist that turns. You got the ab crunch. You got the thigh swivel, you got the legs that go up and down, all that fun stuff. The cool thing is that started, I believe, with Series 88 is all the heads can just be popped off. I love that. That's a great feature. Instead of having to do the old hot water boil trick and stuff, you can just pop them in on and off, which is great for removing coats and accessories and then head swaps and stuff like that if you're into that kind of game. I will grab the Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition right here. I did forget to mention, he does come with his riding crop, the identical riding crop we got with Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition. So we're getting the most out of our molds, getting the most of our accessories. That makes sense to me. I understand that. And that's exactly what they did right there. I don't really mind this Slaughter head. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I didn't really like it at first. What I was thinking is, you know, the Ultimate Edition came with multiple heads out there. I was thinking about popping one off and maybe moving some things around, but you guys know I'm such a purist most of the time. If I'm going to move things around, I get extra ones so I don't mess it up. I always wanted to keep it pure as possible. I don't know, it's not too different of a head sculpt, actually. Actually, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, but a little different. There's a little different. The mouth's the same. It's just the eyes, and this could be my one. He's got shifty eyes to the side, like he's looking over to the side. This one's more dead on. That's really the only change between the two. So you can mix and match the heads if you want and choose your own adventure. I know a lot of people out there like to do that. I don't fault anybody for that, but you guys know me. I'm a purist. I'm a purist at heart. But boy, I like this Slaughter. I like it more now that I have it out of the package. I like the robe and all that on it, but I wouldn't, I don't know. That robe, I don't know, robe? Why do I keep calling it a robe? Jacket? How about a jacket, Kyle? Yeah, it's a jacket. I like the jackets. I don't know. There's something missing. And I don't know if it's maybe the Iraqi kind of metals and stuff like that. I think maybe that's what's missing from the jacket. It always helped break it up a little bit. I think that is what's missing. I wish it had that. I'm sure somebody out there will have a third party, a little lapel or something you can stick on there. So that is always an option as well. Ringside stands, do they fit? Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save 10%, of course. You guys know the drill by now. But he fits like a glove, as he should. Not too shabby, though, all in all. I don't know. Is it the best Sergeant Slaughter figure of all time? Absolutely not. Would I have been opposed if he would have came with the purple world title belt? Absolutely not. I think we would all have loved to have that title. I'm sure we'll get it one of these days out there. But it would have been really cool to get it with this one. But we did get a fair amount of accessories, even though we've had those accessories in the past. But I do like the Slaughter. It's just nowhere near my favorite. It's not above the Ultimate Edition for me. But I'm glad we got an Iraqi sympathizer version of Sergeant Slaughter. Now we just need a General Adnan. We can't have a Barbarian Warlord situation, can we? Can we? I gotta think General Adnan would be another good store exclusive down the line. Walmart, Target, do something like that. Online, do something for us. How about a box set of really deep cut guys via Ringside or somebody? Let's go with that. We'll do that. But I like the Sergeant Slaughter for what it is. Now you at least got a tag team of these two. It's an era of Sergeant Slaughter that really has not been touched on in figure form, so it does feel like new ground is broken here. I would recommend this. I feel like if you're a Legends collector, you really definitely have to have this Sergeant Slaughter, and I think he will be a popular one in Elite Series 89. So there it is. Sergeant Slaughter, Ultimate Sergeant Slaughter 89, and then his old buddy, Colonel Mustafa. Everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue our unboxings of WWE Mattel Elite Series 89 with Dominic Mysterio. Yes, Rey Mysterio's son makes his debut, first time in the line appearance. They skipped over the basic, they went straight to Elite with Dominic, and then as of a couple of months ago, I want to say it was the San Diego Comic-Con panel, they announced Dominic's getting a second figure already in the SummerSlam Elite line of 2022 as a Build-A-Figure, but plot twist, we're getting childhood Dominic Mysterio. So that'll be interesting. Have to assume they're going to use Hornswoggle's body and make some adjustments from there. But Dominic coming in hot, right in with an Elite. I gotta think we're gonna get a showdown pack eventually in the future of Dominic and Rey in a 2-pack. It'd be pretty special to have your dad and son in a 2-pack together. Much like having your dad on your YouTube channel to do an unboxing. And if you guys missed my dad's visit to my channel, we unboxed the Warlord Elite 87 Collector's Edition. Since we're talking father and sons, check out that review if you did miss that. And who knows, maybe if we get that Rey and Dominic 2-pack, maybe I'll bring my dad on and say, Dad, let's unbox the father and son as a father and son. And he would say, who's this Dominic Mysterio fella? I don't think they're related. Look how short Rey is. Look how tall Dominic is. Oh, it'd be quite the discussion, let me tell you. But I'm excited to take a look at this Dominic figure. It's going to match the Rey Mysterio from the last Elite Series, Elite 88. So we'll compare that at the very end of the video like we always do. But let's do it like we always do. Let's take a look at the packaging first. Let's talk about it. Let's unbox it. Let's talk about it. See where it goes from there. So let's take a look at old Dominic Mysterio from Elite 89. WWE logo for the grandpas and grandmas. Beautiful high school glamour shot. I think this was actually his high school yearbook photo, and they photoshopped his outfit down below. I'm fairly certain somebody can fact check that if they would like. Maybe you got the high school yearbook out there. Maybe you do. You got his name down there by my hand, and of course you got the Elite 89. He does come with his patented kendo stick. That's a nice touch to that Seth Rollins feud from... So that's SummerSlam last year, I believe it was, with Buddy Murphy and everything else. So it is a nice touch to that. We got extra hands with Dominic as well. Take a look at it there. There's Dominic looking like he's just out of high school PE, ready to go. Looking very young. Maybe I'm feeling really old, but he's looking really young. I think he's probably, is he 21, something like that? But he looks like he could double as an 18-year-old, if that. So he looks very, very young. Series 89, True Effects, got his name on the side, usual stuff. And the back, you got a glamour shot of Dominic in the ring. You got the old tail of the tape. You got the cross sell, and you got a little blurb. Let's read what that blurb has to say about young Dominic Mysterio. From San Diego, California, home of Nia Jax, as we all know as well. Los Angeles' southern brother to the south, I believe. The very exotic brother to the south, San Diego. And beautiful all year around is what I've been told. Never been, maybe one day. Height 6'1", so towering over his dad, as we all know. 200 pounds. The finisher, the old frog splash for his pseudo dad, Eddie Guerrero, back in the day. Career highlights: SmackDown Tag Team Champion. This rising star and son of the legendary luchador Rey Mysterio defended his family honor against Seth Rollins and Murphy. You know, if I would have had to book him all over again, I would have had him come in under a mask. I think that would have been kind of cool. And just have him lose the mask right away. That would really set up a feud. You know, this young kid, he's following his dad's footstep. He's really getting out after it. He's a young luchador. And then right away in like his first match, he loses his mask. Wouldn't that be something? It would be at least something to talk about. It would be something to kick him off, kick his career. If he was going to go maskless anyways, do it for one match and just have Rey humiliated, his family tradition, all that kind of stuff. They could have played with that a little bit, but they didn't. But, you know, one of these days I'll be a writer for the WWE. I'm sure I will. But an interesting character, an interesting figure here. Like I said, I do like it. He does look a little big to me, and especially his head. He's got a little bit of a youngness to it, but it feels like they aged him up a little bit with that true scan. So I don't know if that's just technology or what, but he looks a little older than he actually is in the figure, at least to me. But that's about it on the back. Nothing else special. Go to WWE.com because it tells you to. There you go. Let's pull out old Dominic. There he is. First time in the line. Right down there it says so you know. See you later. Little plastic prison for Dominic. I like the kendo stick. It feels like we don't get enough kendo sticks and weapons like that. We don't get them on a regular basis. And this one actually makes sense. Unlike some in the Jax days we just got to get. He's got two fisted hands with him. Bravo, Mattel. Let's give that guy. Let's give that young luchador some fisted hands. And is he technically a luchador? I don't know. He was trained by Lance Storm, so I don't know if he's really a luchador. See you later. Get out of here. All right, like I said, we got two fisted hands. These are big fists. I mean, these are almost warlord-sized fists, so maybe a hair big on him. He does kind of, yeah, his hands are too big for him. I don't know if it's one of those things where you need the female hands for him. I think I actually have Nia Jax's fist right here, and I'm going to do something really quick. Skin tone won't match, but let's see. This will probably be too small. That's probably the problem. Oh my gosh. It only fit. Yeah, it looks a little small. If it could have been just a little bit bigger. But you can see, actually, the skin tones match fairly well. But yeah, he just looks like he's got too big of hands. And he's at a weird point in his life. You know, young Kyle, how about a history lesson with young Kyle? My dad, I don't know if you guys knew this sitting next to me. My dad is 6'8". Yes, you heard me right, 6'8". He is a giant. My whole family is giants. I am the runt of the litter. I'm the littlest guy in my family at 6'1". So I'm pretty small. But I was very small through high school. Like, my years of baseball, I was quite the baseball player back in the day. I was always the speedy guy. I was always the, you know, guy that would do anything to get on base. I would step into a pitch all day long. It actually ruined my baseball career. I stepped into a pitch because I didn't care. Whatever it takes to get on base, I'll do it. I was that kind of player. But I was always the little guy. I was the guy that batted first, all that kind of stuff. And I really didn't have a growth spurt till college. I was probably 5'8" maybe through high school, and then got up to 6'1". In my sophomore year of college, I started growing, started really packing on muscle, started really hitting the weights pretty hard back then. So I don't know, maybe Dominic will be in the same thing. Maybe he'll really fill out and get a little bit bigger. You would assume he would. You would assume. Anyways, back to the figure here, and I love the color patterns on this. Bright, colorful, this one pops. I could see the kids wanting this one. This is kind of figure kids want out there. Bright, colorful. They did a fabulous job on his tattoos, given the color on his tattoos, where sometimes we just get the black and white tattoos. This, they went all out, and they had to. I feel you have to. It's somebody's first time in the line. You got to really step it up. You got to really, you know, put your mark in the ground, put your stake in the ground, and say, hey, we're all in on this figure. And they got all of his tattoos on his elbows, his forearms, his shoulder, all that kind of stuff. I could see the paint application going a little wonky with this one, with all the different color patterns on the outfit. So I would recommend, if you're pulling this up out of retail, make sure you look at it real close, because every once in a while you get some bad paint apps. Nothing worse than getting home and say, oh, I shouldn't have bought this one. I should have looked it over better. I'm guilty of it myself. But the tattoo work is absolutely fabulous here. I did mention how I feel the hands are just a hair too big, but very cool. On the back, he's got the D and M for Dominic Mysterio, of course. You know, in case he gets lost, they would know who he is. They know his initials back there. But the blue and the orange really does pop. It matches pretty good with his dad's figure, which we'll pull out here in a second. But very cool. The blue, the orange, the yellows, just all going together. Like I said, the head sculpt, it looks like Dominic. You know it's Dominic. It just looks like it's been aged up just a hair there. He does got the kendo stick. Always like those kendo sticks. We've had shattered kendo sticks. We've had different ones. This is a nice, thick kendo stick. Fits perfectly in his hands, of course. You can have him go at it with Seth Rollins. I believe that Seth Rollins that we got in the early 86 SummerSlam set, Elite, it also came with a kendo stick. So you can have some Jedi lightsaber duels right there at your play place in your ring if you want to with those two. But very good. Double jointed elbows on Dominic Mysterio here. Removable head, of course, if you want to do some mixing and matching with that. He does have double jointed knees. I can't see underneath. Yes, he does. Double jointed knees underneath his knee pads. So we like that as well. So just great coloring, great tattoo work, pretty good head work. Once again, though, he's got a little of that shifty eye problem going on, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm sure he'll fit on this ringside collectible stand, ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%. There you go. Let's grab his dad. Let's grab old Rey Mysterio out. You got that kind of outfit they wore together. Doesn't match as well. For some reason, I thought they matched better than this, but I guess not. But he does have some nods to his dad. Like on his dad's back, he's got the question marks going on, and Dominic has some question marks put into him like that. He also has the D and M on his thighs. He's really putting over his initials. He's really proud of that DM initials. You don't see a lot of people with DM initials, especially ones that wear it on their clothing to the ring. But yeah, it's nice to have a father-son duo, tag titles. Get some tag titles on here, and there you go. It's nice to get a father and son. First time ever father and son tag team champions. Is it the first time we've got... No, I was going to say, is this the first time we've ever got father-son elites? What am I talking about? We've had tons of them over the years. I shouldn't say this will be the first one, but it is something special here. It's pretty cool. I do think we're going to get more Dominic Mysterio figures. I know for a fact we're getting a Build-A-Figure childhood one next year, like I said. But I would assume we'll get a Showdown 2-pack of these two here in the future. I'm sure we're going to get some more elites of Dominic. Something's brewing right now as we currently film this on SmackDown, where they're costing each other matches and stuff. Are these two going to have a face-off? Is one going to turn heel? I think it's way too early for that, but who am I? Who am I to know? I don't think it's time to turn Dominic to the dark side quite yet. Let's go a little longer with that, and then let's really slow burn that turn. But like I said, what do I know? But I like this Dominic one. It is truly better than expected. And we say it all the time on the channel. Better than expected is a pretty good thing, if you ask me. So there it is. Dominic Mysterio, Series 89. And his dad, Rey, coming along for the fun from Elite Series 88. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel WWE Elite Series 89 unboxing and review. And today, via the Hurt Business, we've got Bobby Lashley, and I'm excited to get this Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley been a favorite of mine for a long time. Big, jacked up dude, MMA wrestler, hybrid. He's got a little bit of everything, and I love that kind of stuff. If you could just put a face paint on or a mask and some tattoos, he might be my favorite of all time. Who knows? But here's what we get with him, and I'm glad we're getting Hurt Business Bobby Lashley as let's call it year and a half, 2 years. We've gotten some throwback Bobby Lashleys from ECW. We got the Royal Rumble one. We've got a few of those over the years, but now we're finally getting a modern day Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley doesn't change his appearance a ton outside of the tights, but the tights just added a different dynamic, and I'm glad we got it in figure form. We got his title belt as well, which is really cool. We have the Hurt Business now. We have MVP, a modern MVP from the last Elite line, Series 88. We unboxed that on the channel. Check that one out. And then we got Cedric Alexander back in 67, Elite 67, I want to call it. He came with the NXT Cruiserweight belt. And then we also got a Shelton Benjamin in Elite 63. So the Hurt Business can finally be built on my display and my Detolfs behind me. So I'm excited for that. But what we're going to do in this review is we're going to do it just like all the other reviews. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll bring out the Hurt Business. We'll do some comparisons like we always do at the end. So stay tuned. So let's take a look at the packaging. First on Bobby Lashley. Elite 89 up top, Elite logo up top. Got the WWE logo. Some people don't like it. I do like it. Calls it out. We always got to take that step back, put on the old business hat. You got to have that up front. It's got to be eye-catching, and it is, and I think it looks really good. I do really feel like this packaging is a throwback to older Elite styles with a little bit of network spotlight thrown in. All in all, I am a fan of this, as you guys are aware. It just feels like it's a little cheaper cardboard or plastic, or maybe both is the only negative I have, but I open my stuff, so it's not that big a deal to me. I got Bobby Lashley down here looking only like he can look in his glamour shot, and then you got his name down there, of course. You got Bobby in the package with the title belt accessory, which is always cool. We'll always take a belt. And you got Bobby in the glamour shot, WWE logo above his head, the Elite collection down below. And you got his name, you got True Effects, all that fun stuff right there. Warnings, UPCs. No Jedi Master Points with Elites. We should have Elite Master Points. That would be something, wouldn't it? Then you got Bobby Lashley Glamour Shot holding up the title. We got the tail of the tape. We got a little bit of blurb. We got the cross sell, and we're helping kids through play. So all the things you'd want on the back of a package. From Colorado Springs, Colorado, beautiful this time of year. One time I had to go to a meeting in Colorado Springs. I immediately went to the airport, to the hotel for the meeting, went out of the hotel, back on a plane, and flew back. And that was my Colorado Springs adventure. Quite the time. 6'3" is his height, 273 pounds weight, and his finisher, the Hurt Lock. There you go. Career highlights: WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, ECW Champion. Hello, how did they miss that? Come on, what are we doing? The Almighty dominated The Miz to win his first WWE Championship, proving why he's the Chief Hurt Officer of the Hurt Business. So like I said, I'm a Lashley fan. I like his work. I really loved MVP from when he first came to WWE all those years ago, but him as a mouthpiece, kind of like an Ole Anderson mouthpiece / wrestler at the end of his career. I like what MVP's doing with them. I think they're a perfect team. I think it was absolutely insanity to break up the Hurt Business. I'm glad they seem to be back together, at least as of this. That's the way it should be. It gives Shelton and Cedric something to do, gets them on TV. Shelton Benjamin, one of the most misused talents in WWE history. Yes, I said it, in history. And I would like to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar before I die. I think that's a match we'd love to see. Two MMA guys going at it, two high-level wrestlers, and then, of course, high-level pro wrestlers. I mean, styles make fights, as they say, and I think they could really work something out pretty cool. I would love to see that, and it looks like if they did it right now, Brock would be more akin to the good guy, so that would be an interesting one. But I think there's a lot of meat on the bone still for Bobby Lashley, and he's a guy that never ages. He's always looked the same age, which is pretty cool. I guess maybe it's that bald head. I don't know, but let's dig in. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Lashley here. There's always this tape. It's like, I've said it before, it's like the Ultimate Editions. I've not opened up enough of these to have my memory down to where to cut the tape yet. I always forget the top and the bottom, but it is what it is. First world problems, as they say, right? Red background, pretty cool. See you later, get out of here. Oh, we got him strapped in. We got some of those rubber bands. I wonder if you guys watch my Star Wars reviews. We always have these dental floss rubber bands that have disintegrated over the years. I wonder if these Elite ones will do the same thing. We'll see. We'll see. 20 years from now, we'll unbox some. There he is in a plastic prison. Plain, but this is the way he needs to look. This looks like all business Bobby Lashley. Really disappointed, actually, now that I see this. He does not come with extra hands. Where's his fist? Lashley needs a fist. He should have one. So we just have two open hands with him. Huh. I'm looking at these eyes. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get out of the package and we'll really investigate. Something might be amiss. Something maybe has run afoul, as some might say. See you later up high, over the top, over the uprights. Good little there. All right, let me straighten Lashley out. Let me straighten out this young man. He's got his elbow pad on there. That's nice. The body looks good. Now, the head is where we get a little bit lost. He's got a little bit of a bobblehead action going on that's a little... Let me pull this off real quick. Sometimes you got to blow on it, like an old Nintendo game back in the day. You'd have to almost play the harmonica in it. Sometimes you got to do that to make the bobblehead go away. If you're lucky, that'll work. No, it didn't really help at all, so take that back. But I don't know, this Lashley, he's got a little of the side eye, and I don't think it's probably supposed to be that way. I'm guessing it's the true effects, maybe just off a hair. It doesn't look terrible, but it just looks like he's giving somebody the side eye. Like my daughter Emma in the back of the Jeep when she gives me the side eye when I'm driving sometimes. That's what he looks like he's got going on there. But all in all, it is Bobby Lashley. It seems to be a new head. Great body on Bobby Lashley. Big, jacked up dude. It definitely works. He's got the articulation. I will say he does have the pinless joints. He also has the double-jointed elbows going on and double-jointed knees. So we're seeing more and more of that new technology, and we absolutely love it. The future is here. It's like Dippin' Dots. The ice cream of the future, today, that's what we got here. We've got the wrestlers of the future today. So he's got the elbow pads. He does have removable hands. I think we've had enough Bobby Lashleys, and I'd have to dig in my bags and bags of hands. I about have a trash can full of hands at this point. But you could get some different hands for Lashley if you really wanted to, as they are removable. Kind of sad that they didn't come with extra hands. I'm not the guy that screams for extra hands, but I don't know how you have two holding hands for Bobby Lashley. One of these should have been a fist or something. We should have had something a little bit more imaginative on this one than that. But it is what it is. But we have enough hands, we could probably figure something out, but we shouldn't have to. That's what I'm going to say about that. I did say I love the tights on this one. That's what we needed. We needed a tights Bobby Lashley, and they gave us that. We got the Hurt Business on the side. A lot of gold and black coloring. You got that classic Bobby Lashley pose on the side. So it really does give a touch to his past, with the Hurt Business being a touch of his future. A lot to like about that. I like that a lot. We got the white and the black on the boots here. Black and white, always a tough color to match without overspray. For the most part, it's pretty good. There's a couple of spots that are a little bit rough, but nothing I would complain about too loud. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I'm sure he does. Why would he not? He's got to fit on one of those, right? Maybe not. Yeah, he'll fit. He'll fit. There it is. Got to put him on the stand. We got the title belt here. Let's see how this belt looks. Okay, it's a good belt. You know, we've seen a few of the belts be like the Brutus Beefcake tag title, really dull, almost like a basic belt when we used to get belts in the basic. That's what it felt like. This feels like an elite belt, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy that we at least got one accessory here, Bobby Lashley. Not a lot of accessories with this one. Not a ton of money in this line spent on him, but it looks good with the belt with him. I'm just glad we have a belt to display with Lashley. Solid figure. You got to have it to complete your Hurt Business. You do. You can use a tights or a trunks, I should say. Lashley, it's just not the same. You need a tights Lashley, so I think this will be a good one. I just grabbed the first Lashley I saw. I believe this is a Royal Rumble Lashley from, was this 2 years ago maybe? I think that's right. He did come with the headband or the hat. I have him displayed with the hat. He's got the extra hands where he's kind of doing the yes chant going on. But that's kind of the Bobby Lashley pose, especially back then. But I think this one came with extra hands, so I might be able to pull a hand from that to put onto this. Choose my own hand adventure, as I always say. But there it is right there. Then let's grab the Hurt Business. Why wouldn't we? Elite 67, Cedric Alexander. A little loose ab crunch on this one. A little disappointing there. Always disappointing. But you got Cedric. We could use an updated Cedric. I almost wonder when we'll get the Hurt Business. If we'll get a new Shelton and Cedric. Maybe that would be something we get in the Showdown packs. I'd really, truly like to have Elites. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. We'll see. Especially Shelton Benjamin. This Elite 63 Shelton Benjamin. I believe it's 63. 63 was an interesting one, as that was where the Chase figures came back into the Mattel mix. A lot of people think the Chases started with 63, but if you go way back to the start of Basics, there was a lot of Chases in there with Ted DiBiase, Chris Jericho, for example. Was there Jack Swagger? Maybe there was another, but there was a few Chases back in the day. But this is where we hit the modern day with 63. There's been a Chase in every set since. That Chase was really special because it gave us the gold standard Shelton Benjamin. So we got one of those, so that was pretty cool. And then, of course, Elite 88 MVP, a personal favorite of mine. I love MVP. So I'm happy to have this Hurt Business finally flushed out. I can finally put them on a shelf in my D12 together like they should be. Great timing, as Bobby Lashley is all over WWE TV, Monday Night Raw, of course. And I got to think there's going to be some big things for him in the future. Like I said, there's got to be that Brock Lesnar match. It just has to happen one of these days. You would have to think. So hopefully it happens in the next year or so. It'd be a great Mania match if they can really build to it. Maybe the Hurt Business there. You do something like, how cool would it be if they had the Hurt Business with Lashley and somehow they got Otis and Chad Gable, two other wrestlers, and put them with Brock, and we have something like that. I don't know. They'd have to do a lot of storytelling to get there, but maybe something like that would be pretty cool somewhere along the way. That, you know, Brock has like his team angle like he used to have with Haas and Shelton Benjamin, of course. Do something like that with Otis and Chad Gable with Brock Lesnar. I think it'd be pretty cool. You know, those Minnesota, Wisconsin boys, you know, they're both corn-fed and, you know, big dudes, big jacked up dudes. I don't know if Otis is so jacked up, but you know where I'm going with that. So some future booking plans, you guys out there at WWE land, feel free to use that if you want. But happy to have Bobby Lashley in full tights. I'm finally happy to have the Hurt Business complete, or as complete as it's going to be, at least as of right now, for my shelves. So for Elite 89, Bobby Lashley. So there you Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite Series 89 unboxing and review. And today we unbox one that is no stranger to the Elite line in the last couple of years, that being Drew McIntyre. But I'm excited about this one as we finally get a twist on Drew McIntyre. I remember when he first debuted this attire, I gotta say it was WrestleMania, wasn't it? Or right around there? I think it was WrestleMania. I don't know. Going off the top of my head. I said, oh, you know that's going to be an action figure. And here we are 6 months or so later. We've got Drew McIntyre in his kilt like a young Roddy Piper. And then he has a sword with him like a young Highlander. And there can only be one. There can only be one Mattel Elite, much like Highlander, that comes with a sword. And that's going to be Drew McIntyre. So I'm excited for finally a twist on Drew McIntyre. So let's see what's going on. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And we'll see where it goes from there. And we're going to compare it to some other Drew McIntyre figures as well at the end of the video. So let's take a look at the packaging first. Got the brand new packaging we got with Elite 89. First time in the new packaging for 2022. I would assume this will be hitting the stores probably the end of the year, most likely early beginning of the year. You can get this via Ringside Collectibles right now. Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%, as I always say. You got Drew McIntyre looking only like he can look down here. You got Drew McIntyre's name, so you know who it is. You got the WWE logo, so grandmas know what they're picking up. You got Elite 89, you got the Elite logo, and then you got Drew looking only like he can look in the package. Love this sword. I can't wait to see how this sword ends up looking. You got Drew McIntyre on the side right there. WWE logo, Elite logo on there. Series 89. This always brings me back to the old school Elite packaging when I see this side here with the angles and curves and stuff like that. UPCs, stuff like that on the bottom. And then you get to the back of the package. You got the tail of the tape. You got the little blurb. You got the cross-sell down below. We'll see what's going on there with old Drew McIntyre. From Ayr, Scotland, 6'5", 265 pounds, 120 kilograms, if you're keeping track at home. Finisher, the old Claymore. WWE Champion, Raw Tag Team Champion, and Intercontinental Champion are his career highlights. The Scottish Warrior embraced his roots, adorned himself in battle heirlooms, and slayed Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I wish it would have said WWE Championship at WrestleMania, but if that's not the case, I guess it shouldn't say that. But it would have been nice to see the event. That's one good thing AEW does in the Unrivaled and Unmatched line is on the back of the package. They do show what event this is from, which is, I think, a cool feature. I wish there was more of a blurb on their packaging. So if you could put the best of both worlds together, you'd have the perfect packaging. So one of these days when I start my own wrestling figure collection, and I'll start my own, and I'll start selling wrestling figures. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build them together. Everybody seems to have a wrestling figure line these days. I might as well throw my hat into the ring. We're going to make all big, jacked up dudes. First series is going to be all guys in face paint. Second series, masked wrestlers. Third series, all tattooed wrestlers. We're going all out in Kyle's wrestling figure toy line. Kickstarter to come. Be ready. Be prepared. There you go. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Once again, I keep forgetting about this tape on here. It's going to take me a while to remember there's tape on the top, tape on the top, tape on the bottom, tape on the side. Where the old Elites, tape on the side only. So it's a habit. You know, when you see you later and on a daily basis, it's tough to break habits. It takes a while. You know, there it goes. See you later. Packaging. Let's see old Drew in the plastic prison. So every Mattel Elite I've unboxed in this line so far seems to have a little side eye going on with that True Effects. Sometimes True Effects is great, sometimes it's absolutely god-awful. I don't want to say these are god-awful, but I don't think everybody should have this shifty side eye going on. He's got a little of that going on here as well. But boy, this looks like a very toyetic, very cool figure. I like the looks of this one a lot. I'm not the biggest Drew McIntyre guy in the land. He is not my favorite of all time by any means, but boy, I like the looks of this figure a whole lot. So there he is in the plastic prison. We got extra hands. Of course we did. We got the sword. Very exciting to get a sword accessory in a wrestling figure. And there it goes. See you later. Bam, there it is. So he's got his patented heavy metal hands. We always talk about it. Drew always comes with these. He used to have the face with the hair all down. He'd be like this, you know, like a maniac. But he's always in that front row of those metal shows. He's one of those guys just going like this. Just doing that in the front, where I'm more of this guy. It's the power. It's the new wave British heavy metal. We're powering through. Or you can do this one. If Dio's up there, especially on stage, you do this one. But I'm just not the guy that is, like this. It just weirds me out. We talk about that a lot on the channel, but you guys know where I'm coming from. But you got Drew McIntyre here, a fabulous figure. This is a fabulous figure. I think this is going to be a hot seller out there. Drew McIntyre, very popular on TV all the time. Getting his new look, I really do feel this was what was missing. I always felt like he was a little shoved down our throats a little bit. But, man, he's come a long way from, like, his first Elite, which, why don't I grab that right here? We'll just show it. That's his first Elite figure. I mean, that looks like a little kid out of high school. I mean, it doesn't even look like anything. But growing your hair real long, growing a big beard, putting on a lot of muscle mass, throwing a kilt on, grabbing yourself a sword, man, what more do you need? That's going to take you to the next level, and that's what it's done for Drew McIntyre. New head sculpt on this one. I do like this a lot. The eyes being a little off. But I do like the hair on this. I like the face. I feel like the head size is right. I always felt like his older Elites had more of a squished in head, kind of, where this has got his little longer head than longer face. I don't know if I can articulate that quite right, but that looks really good to me. And like I said, we do have the extra hands. Then we got 2 gripping hands here. We definitely needed 1 gripping hand. I really would have liked to seen one of these hands traded out for a fist. Yes, you guessed it. Wrestling figures should always have fists. Mattel, put a fist in with every figure. That's what should be done. These are wrestling toys. I know the fist is illegal, but they need to be there. I know they need to be there. But man, I like this. It's Drew McIntyre body mold. We do get these forearm gauntlet. I don't know if that's the right word, but forearm protectors. Really looking menacing there. I wonder if those do pull off with the hand. Let's see. Let's find out. They do. So that is cool. So that's part of some entrance gear you can take off. So we've got a lot of new molds here. We got new kilt. We got new forearm things. We got a new sword. There is a lot going on here. I like these. The silver looks very majestic. It looks like, you know, he's out there in Highlander or something, defending the Scottish people. Very cool. Then we got knee pads with him, of course, with his logo on him. So that is something new. The skirt. Oh, how dare I call it a skirt? A kilt. Excuse my language. The kilt is removable, looks extremely solid. It's got the Polly Pocket style, which that's what we want. Maybe down the road cloth goods, but I think in this case, this Polly Pocket works tremendous. I like the looks of it. It's got the, I don't know what this thing's called, but Piper always had one hanging down. Just always looks fabulous. It is a nod to Roddy Piper. I could see if they ever did the Dream 2-packs again. You remember those All-Stars 2-packs that were, you know, it was like Macho Man and CM Punk, and they did, maybe that wasn't it. Was it Morrison and Macho Man, I think was the pack I'm thinking of. But they did a classic guy and a modern guy. I could see Drew McIntyre and Roddy Piper in a 2-pack. Maybe we'll get one of those one day. But a lot of cool decorations there. It's got the flannel, the blue. Very Drew McIntyre. So they nailed it right there. I love it. Just a lot to like. And Drew, big, tall, lean, looking fabulous here. And I should have put, when I pulled that hand out, I should have put this one in so he can hold the sword, because we're going to need to see how he holds this sword. But first, let's put him on a ringside collectible stand. I'm sure he'll fit perfectly, like I always say. Spend your money on your figures, not your stands. RingsideCollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%. So now we got this sword. So it's a silver sword, just kind of gray plastic. It's not like metallic-y, which I would have liked, but obviously that would cost a little bit more money. But some good decorations to it with the gold. I don't know what you call these parts, but the handle parts. And then you got the brown handle with the gold, and you got the little decoration on the bottom. So I think they did as best as they possibly could do at Mattel for this. I mean, they're not going to go above and beyond and make this some $10 sword, but it looks fabulous. I don't know who would display Drew McIntyre without this sword. It must have here. I'm sure there's going to be child federations out there where he's chopping people's heads off in the ring. And it's much easier to do now, as with Elite 88, we know all heads are removable from these wrestlers now. So you can just pop them off, twist and pull. Very simple, great for customizers out there, and great for head chopping action with Drew McIntyre. Should say Drew McIntyre does come with the double jointed elbows, but once again, much like Bobby Lashley, he's got the pinless elbows. So really makes the cleaner figure. From afar, it looks so clean. I really like it. The future is now. I said it before, it's like Dippin' Dots. It truly is like Dippin' Dots. Like it a lot. So there's a lot to like about this Drew McIntyre. You put him next to old school Drew McIntyre, you wouldn't even guess they're the same people, or same person, I guess you would say. Just looks totally crazy. And then you grab him and you put him next to Elite Series 83. You know, we got so many Drews over the last year. We got that Survivor Series one with the Raw shirt. We got the NXT one with the hair down. I thought that was a pretty good one. And then we got a lot that looked very similar. And top picks, of course. But we're finally getting a Drew that really stands out differently. This one's going to really pop on a shelf. Dare I say he might be front row worthy in one of my D-Tolf cases. He very well could be. I like this one a lot. I do think this is going to be a hot seller out there. Just a fabulous figure going on. A lot of good stuff here, a lot of new here. That's why some of the guys maybe don't get as many accessories and things, because a guy like Drew, he's taking up a lot of that budget, and that makes sense to me. And I'm here for it all day. So Drew McIntyre, extremely solid. I love this one. So there it is, Mattel Elite Series 89, Drew McIntyre. So welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel WWE Elite unboxing and review of Elite 89 Damian Priest. First time in the Elite line, as we just recently had a basic version of him released with the taped up ribs and all that kind of stuff. I am glad I did not pick that one up, and I think Mattel messed up. They don't mess up on this very often, but they released that and then they announced this right on the heels. I always say, if you're going to do first time in the line, in the basic line, which I think is very smart, smart to do. Makes people buy those that normally don't buy. Just wait a little bit before you announce the Elite. But they announced them pretty close together, so I said I can pass on that one. I'll just wait for this one. And by the looks of things, I am glad I did, as this looks like a tremendous figure in the package here. And Damian Priest really taking WWE by storm. Current United States champion right now. Had a big match at WrestleMania with Bad Bunny, and I, like a lot of people out there, I mean, I'm just not in that Bad Bunny world. I'm in the Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Black Sabbath world is where I spend most of my time. But I didn't know who Bad Bunny was, like a lot of wrestling fans. But that was a huge push for him. That was a huge match for him. And I got to be honest, I got to call a spade a spade. I never in a million years thought Damian Priest would arrive to the heights he is at. I remember watching him when he first started in Ring of Honor many years ago, and I remember just thinking of him kind of as like a poor man's Undertaker villain, is kind of what he reminded me of with his old gimmick over there in Ring of Honor. I felt like he was big, I could see people liking him, but there was something missing. I don't know if he still has that thing missing. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Damian Priest fan. I'm not a huge fan at all. I do like the looks of this figure, though. But I would say he's come a heck of a long way from those Ring of Honor days. So kudos to him, putting in the hard work, as they say out there, making it happen, getting after it out there, and that's what you got to do. But we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at old Damian Priest in the package. We got the WWE logo, great, as we always say, for alerting grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, cousins that, hey, this is actually a WWE figure, because that's what little Jimmy wants out there. He doesn't want those AEW figures, so you got to have that logo right there so people know what they're getting. Not everybody is like you and I that understand what this is right away. So then you got Damian Priest right there. You got his name, of course. You got Elite 89. You got the Elite logo. Love this new packaging, as I've said before. You got Damian Priest, a little glamour shot on the side, looking like he's just been bumping out to some Bad Bunny and talking about things in Puerto Rico, talking about the colognes maybe, reminiscent about some bloody Carlos Colon, Abdullah the Butcher matches from way back in the day. And then there's got the side with the blue, everything else there, and then of course the back. You got the glamour shot, you got the tail of the tape, you got the blurb, you got the cross sell, all the fun stuff we love on the back of the package. A little bit airy here. I don't know if they could have moved this so it's a little bit longer. It just looks a little empty, but beggars can't be choosers, as they say. Tail of the tape from New York, New York, 6'5", 249 pounds. Finisher off of Metallica Kill 'Em All. Hit the lights, of course. Career highlights, NXT North American Champion. Well, you can add US Champion to that now. The Archer of Infamy successfully defended his North American Championship against Johnny Gargano at NXT TakeOver 31. And he does have a pretty cool stage entrance where he does a little bow and arrow thing and it lights up the screen. That's a pretty cool technology thing that people didn't have back in the day. So I unboxed this one. Let's go through the bottom this time. I'm trying to figure out the best way to unbox these now. Where we used to have just one piece of tape here, now we got one here, one here, one here. So I went through the bottom on this one. So we'll see how this looks. That might be the way to go. It might be Black Series time. That's how I unbox my Black Series figures. I might need to go through the bottom. I don't know. Verdict's still out. See you later. We'll get it figured out one of these days, though. But there's Damian Priest, looking only like he can look. Purple power, it's in. He loves the power of purple. We've got, he's locked in, of course. We got to cut him out a few times on the legs, the arms. We get a lot of accessories here. We get extra hands. We get the jacket on him, all that fun stuff. So let's pull him out of the package here. Got, come on, there it is. I believe he was originally from Puerto Rico and moved to New York. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I don't know. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. We got rubber bands everywhere. Unbelievable. They didn't want him getting out. See you later up high. There it is. Damian Priest. What do we got here? So hand-wise, we've got a fisted hand. Bravo. We've got an open hand. And then we've got two jazz hands. Yes, jazz hands. He does do the jazz hand dance every once in a blue moon. So we got those. So we got all kinds of choose your adventure hands. And then we got a gripping hand and another fisted hand on him. So they went all out in the hands department here. I would have liked to seen some of those hands maybe given to some other characters, some of those fisted hands, but it is what it is. But they really went all out on this Damian Priest. And I don't know if it's because it's the first time in the Elite line is the reason. Or they felt like they just needed to. I'm not sure, but I'm glad they did because I do like the looks of this. The silver and the purple, extremely beautiful colors together, and then the black jacket really setting it all off. Jacket is removable as well. Head is removable on all these, as you guys know. He does come with a necklace as well over him, so a lot of accessories, a lot of detail. He does have these forearm guard things on him. Those are removable as well. So there's just a lot of bells and whistles to this figure. I like the looks of it. They did get his tattoo work. Very strong tattoos on him. No color in his tattoos, at least that you can really see on TV, so it does look accurate to me. He does have the double jointed elbows, and he has pinless joints. So they really did all the bells and whistles on this Damian Priest. They wanted to come out hot with him. All the typical articulation you get in the Elites. Head scan, spot on. Spot on. The eyes, that's the one we've had some issues with this. A little bit of shifty eyes in Elite 89. But the eyes on this one look fabulous. It looks really good. He's got kind of a Elvis Presley curl going on. A little bit of a smirk going on. But it looks all right. Good hair. I mean, this looks like Damian Priest shrunk down into figure form. I mean, it looks perfect. They even got the tape on his fingers he wears on just that middle finger there. So I think that is a cool touch as well. I'm sure he'll fit on a ringside collectible stand. I say it all the time. Spend your money on your figures, not your stands. RingsideCollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%. Man, this is a solid figure. This is going to be at the top of the list. You guys know at the end of the week, I rank all these figures from my favorite to my least favorite, and we do a quick wrap-up discussion. I got to think this is going to be on the top of the list, and I'm not a huge Damian Priest fan. I'm not going to say he's changed my life. Maybe if you put a little face paint on, we might talk, but a lot to like about this. You can really pull out the personality with the hands with this one. We talk about it all the time. Sometimes hands are just hands. Sometimes they add enough to give a little personality to the figure. And you can do the old bow and arrow thing with him, especially with the double jointed pinless elbows. That's going to really help in some of that articulation out there. I mean, if you're a kid playing, you're in the glory days of playing right now. You have so much articulation. I don't know if I was a kid, I would know what to do with all this articulation. Playing with the Hasbros, LJNs as a small kid, you were pretty up to your imagination. Now you don't have to. You can really twist and bend and turn these figures into playability, into the moves you want to do pretty much at any time, which, boy, it's crazy. It's crazy how things have went, and we're in 2021 now. We think, oh my gosh, these figures will never get better than this. Well, 20 years from now, it's going to be just a whole new ball game, and these are going to feel like old Titantrons by then, I'm sure. So it's just crazy how things keep evolving, and that's what you got to have. Constant learning, constant improvement in whatever you do, and Mattel's no different. Jazzwares is no different. Hasbro, Mattel, whoever we want to talk about. Constant learnings, constant improvements. That's what moves the business forward at the end of the day in all industries, not just the action figure game. But I'm calling this one a top-notch Damian Priest. I'm sure we got more Damian Priest to come. I wouldn't be shocked if, like 4 sets from now, we get another Damian Priest with the U.S. title, different gear. He does have some toyetic gear. He's got some good colors to him every once in a while. Didn't he wear a really shiny green at one time? I think that was a pretty solid color as well. So I got to think his future's so bright he might have to wear shades, very possibly. Maybe he'll join up with Bad Bunny next year once again at WrestleMania. But this figure, extremely strong. I do think this will sell very well. I do think Elite Series 89 is a very strong set, and I can't wait to rank these at the end. It might be one of the more challenging rankings that we've had to do in these Elite lineups over the last year. So there you go. There it is. Elite Series 89, Damian Priest. Everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxing Mattel Series 89 Elites. And today we've got Nia Jax as she makes her triumphant return to the Elite line. I don't know. We'll see. We'll investigate with the figure. And we're going to do this like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at Elite 89 Nia Jax. So the lone female in this set. Packaging does feel a little weak and, I don't know, very easily crunchable. It's crunchable. Very, very interesting on this one. But you got Nia in there looking only like she can look. She does have a women's tag team title, which is very cool, as we do know Nia Jax is the Chase. The Chase one is the purple one, I believe. I'll pick that up at retail one of these days when I see it. But it also comes with a tag team title, so very clever on Mattel's part, really giving that thank you to the fans out there a little bit that buy both. Now you can put those tag titles together. You can give one to Shayna Baszler if you would like in the future. So it's a good option to have there. But you got Nia looking only like she can look right there. WWE logo, of course, for the grandmas and grandpas out there. And then you got the Nia Jax name down below. Elite 89, all the fun stuff. You got a little glamour shot of Nia, Elite logo down below. Nia Jax on the side. And UPC's warnings on the bottom. And then the back, where the magic happens. You got a big picture of Nia Jax right there. You got a little blurb. You got the cross sell down below. We're empowering the future generation via play, via Mattel, and this channel. Why not? And then you got the tail of the tape up top by Nia Jax's name and the Elite logo in the other corner. So let's read what it says about our old pal Nia Jax. From San Diego, California, beautiful every time of year. Los Angeles' exotic brother to the south, I believe, is San Diego is how it's referred, at least in this house. 6 feet tall finisher, the old leg drop. Career highlights, Raw Women's Champion, Women's Tag Team Champion. The irresistible force, I was just thinking back to WrestleMania 4. The irresistible force met her physical equal in Shayna Baszler, leading to a tag team partnership and a women's tag team championship victory. So she's like a modern day female Andre the Giant, apparently. So there you go. Let's get her out of the package. Maybe. Pull her out, slide her out. There it is. See you later. Get out of here. Off the wall. Oh, she's got extra hands. She's got 2 fisted hands. Thank you, Mattel. We always need at least 1 fisted hand. You guys know. There's plastic prison right there. Title belt, holding it up in victory. We got Band-Aids. Band-Aids? Yeah, we got Band-Aids. She's held in by Band-Aids. Makes sense. Or rubber bands. Whatever you want to call them. Title belt. Get these little hands out. It's funny how little these hands are. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get these old plastic bands off of here, clean her up a little bit, and we're in business with old Nia Jax. All right, where do we go? Where do we start here? Let's start with these 2 hands. Now, I feel like these hands, female hands are inherently smaller on wrestling figures. That makes sense. But I feel like they need a new mold for Nia Jax to give her just a little bit bigger hands. Her hands do look a little bit small on this figure, I feel. But she's got 2 fisted hands off to the side and 2 holding hands here. So you do like that. She does not have pinless joints, but she does have double jointed elbows. However, it is limited by her, I don't know if we call these bicep cuffs, I guess. Usually they're kind of cuff length things. These are removable, though. I think you could slide those off if you wanted to. I don't know why you would. It goes with the outfit there. But this is a big Nia Jax. Obviously, reusing that Nia Jax body mold. She does not have double jointed knees. I thought she did, but she does not. She's got the waist articulation, the diaphragm up top. There is no ab crunch on her. She does have bicep swivel, thigh swivel, all the bells and whistles of a usual female elite. Good strong ankle joints, which sometimes is worrisome. A newer head sculpt on her. We get her with her more brownish, auburnish, blondish hair, I guess we'll call it. So it is truly an updated Nia Jax figure. I'm sure she fits on a ringside collectible stand. Why would she not? Spend your money on your figures, not your stands, and she fits perfectly on there. The title belt for the girls, Women's Championship. So they fixed the writing. I think it was Alexa Bliss it came with the messed up writing. So it's good to get a corrected tag team title belt. Like I said, with the Chase version of Nia Jax, you'll be able to get the other Chase belt, or the other title belt, so you can flush it out. And you can put her along with Shayna Baszler, for example. We got the fan takeover Shayna Baszler. You got an extra belt from that Chase one you can give to Shayna. Bam, there you go. You got tag team titles right there. So I like that a lot. But this Nia's figure's good. I like a big figure. I like a big female figure. I know not everybody likes Nia Jax. I can't say that she's my favorite women's wrestler of all time, but she's definitely the biggest female wrestler we've had in quite some time in the WWE. But very good decorations on her. Good coloring. I don't see paint application issues. Her eyes are centered correctly. It looks like her. This is a very strong figure for Nia Jax. We know out there at retail land, you got to call a spade a spade. You guys see it every week in my Friday figure hunts out there. The female figures just don't sell at the same clip of the male figures. It's just a proven point. You look at retail. So Nia, I don't know how well this one's going to do. It'll be interesting with her being the Chase. I'm anticipating that Chase to be pretty easy to find out there on the pegs. It's not like you're making, Drew McIntyre, one of the top stars, as the Chase. It's just, that's just the way the cards fall a little bit with Nia. So I think that purple one will be fairly easy to get. Let's do a little bit of Nia Jax throwback. One of the best female, if not the best female elite of all time. Maybe one day we'll do a top 5 female elites of all time as voted by me. This would be the Nia Jax elite from way back in the day. Elite 65, I think that was the set that Ronda Rousey was in as well, if I remember. But this is one of the first elites where we got multiple heads back in the day, if you remember that. Elite 65, I believe we got 3 heads with this Nia Jax, which was just absolutely unheard of back in the day. And 2 of the heads we'd had kind of before, but this head looked so good with the braids, I had to use it. I wonder... it's going to pop off. There we go. I wonder how this would look. Why not? Since now we can just pop these heads off so easily now, how would she look with this going on? Probably a little strange, maybe. Ooh, it won't fit on, though. The peg's too big. Yeah, it won't fit on. You could heat it up and get it on there, but I guess I could just lay it kind of on there. I don't know. It could work, I guess. There's nothing stopping it from working. Yeah, this is way different peg hole on there, or peg on this one. I didn't even notice that. Not talking apples to apples, unfortunately. But this Elite 65 Nia Jax was extremely strong back in the day. I've always liked this one. It always stands out here with those great braids going on. But this one's not bad either. It's more of a modern day Nia Jax, as it should be. I do like this new look of her. So there you got a couple Nia Jax right there. And we've got a lot of looks from Nia Jax over the years. We got a basic. This is maybe her first basic back in the day. And most basics and elites in the female division are basically the same thing. A few more bells and whistles these days, but back in the day especially, they were the exact same thing. But you got that look on Nia, and then we got one more here. And you got this look with the full-on hair. So definitely some different looks. You always know it's Nia Jax, but some changes over the years, and I do like that. So really flushing out a Nia Jax shelf in my collection. All my female figures I kind of have down over here all together, and I don't know, I might change that up. I don't know if I should mix my females with my males. It feels weird. I feel like the females should all be in there. They have their own division. They should have their own shelves, so that's how I do it. But who knows, maybe one of these days, maybe I'll get a wild hair one day and I say I'm going to put these all in order from Elite Series 1 all the way through. That would take an eternity, but it would be kind of cool. But I do like the looks of all the characters together. So you can see all the Nia Jax together and say, oh, wow, they look really cool together. And here's the evolution of that character. But there is something to be said about having them all in order, too. So I don't know. I don't know which way to go with that. But anyways, there's Nia Jax. We got Shayna Baszler here for some comparison, too. Very strong as far as the female figures go, but I have anticipating this one to be the peg warmer of the set out there. Maybe a little unfortunate, but that's just the way I see it. But a very, very strong Nia Jax. I don't know if it beats this one for me. This one was such a game changer with 3 extra heads and everything else it came with. But this one is still pretty good. A great new head sculpt, a great new updated Nia Jax to go with Shayna Baszler for the tag team division. Should say this is a fan takeover Shayna Baszler. I think that's pretty cheap on Amazon. Now would probably be the time to get it while it's still cheap, because you'll want to complete that tag team set. So make sure you hop on Amazon and pick that one up. I think $14.99 last time I saw it. So could be a good deal for you out there. So there it is, Elite Series 89. Nia Jax. All right, the time is here. It's time to rank WWE Mattel Elite Series 89 from my least favorite to my favorite. And you guys, hopefully you watched every single one of these reviews, either being the single reviews during the week or some of you guys that like to watch them at the end. But I always put these rankings at the very end as a little Easter egg to those people that like to watch them all together. And you can watch another video if you do watch them separately. But this is a tough one. I knew this would be a tough one to rank, as Elite 89, much like Elite 88, is a bit of a sleeper set in my opinion. Better than expected. Actually, much better than expected. I liked every single figure in this set. I really had something I really liked about it. And some of these guys, where they might be at the end of this one, they very well could have been towards the top, or the top possibly of another set out there. So that's pretty good. So Elite 89, kudos Mattel, you did strong work with this set. So we got to call a spade. And I like this set as a whole. I think every single figure is strong. But you got to rank them. That's the hard part, and that's what I always love to do. That's the challenging. You can't just say, oh, I like these ones the best, I like this one the least. You got to put them in order. That's the fun part. That's where the true discussion begins. So we're going to start this off. Out of these 6, my least favorite in Elite 89, you probably know where I'm going with this. I'm going to have to go Nia Jax. It's unfortunate, as a Nia, it's good. It's a good Elite. Like I said, I like everybody in this set. It's a great updated Nia Jax. Not just a ton of difference than her prior Elite, though. There's not just a ton of difference to me. And I don't know. It's just, and her hands are a little bit small, so that does take away some stuff. But still, a fabulous female figure. One of the better female figures we've gotten quite some times. I love that we got the tag title with her. I do like the new hair and head sculpt going on. But for me, when I had to look at all these as a whole, she just came in at number 6. Somebody's got to be number 6. So now we move on to number 5. Who's number 5? And once again, another strong one. I like this one a whole lot. I was happy to get this one updated. But somebody's got to be number 5, and it's going to be Bobby Lashley. That's how good this set is as a whole. Bobby Lashley, a strong Bobby Lashley. It looks like Bobby Lashley. Everything you want with Bobby Lashley. Has his title belt. I love the long tights. I love to really feel like I have the Hurt Business in a whole now. You know what I mean. but just not a ton of difference from some of the other Bobby Lashley's outside of the tights, and it's still an extremely strong figure. The pinless joints on this one look awesome on big figures like Bobby Lashley with a lot of muscles. Just a tremendous, tremendous figure right there. So that's number 6. That's number 5. Who's going to number 4 for me? Gosh, this is tough. This is really tough. This is a good set. But for number 4, I'm going to go Dominic Mysterio. Now, a good figure. I have a few gripes on it, but he is first time in the line. Great, colorful. I love the accessories with this one. I love that it completes the tag team with Rey Mysterio from the SummerSlam match and all that. His hands are a tad big. That brings him down for me. The head looks a little older than he actually looks. I don't know if that's really hard to do or what, but that's how I see it. And I could see this one going sideways, so definitely check your paint applications out there at retail when you're looking at it, because I could see some of him out there being rough. But a fabulous figure once again. I really do like the looks of this Dominic Mysterio. It's fabulous. I think it'll be a good seller, a really good figure. But he's coming in at number 4. So now we get down to number 3, and it gets tougher and tougher. But number 3, I'm going with Sergeant Slaughter. There's stuff I like about this Slaughter, and there's stuff I don't like about this Slaughter. Obviously, you guys know I'm a sucker for the legends, especially legends I've met, especially legends that cross over into my fandom of G.I. Joe. That really puts Slaughter up. This Slaughter, I hold against him a little bit for him cheating the Ultimate Warrior out of his world title. I'll never forgive him for that. I'll never forget Slaughter for also asking what's a Nemesis Enforcer, because he should know. It was one of his most epic battles. He had to fight for his life on Cobra Law. But this Slaughter, once again, like Dominic, it goes with the Rey Mysterio. Sergeant Slaughter goes with the Colonel Mustafa that we got from the Target exclusive recently. So I do like that. The coat is a little short on him. It does ride just like Colonel Mustafa. I'm just over these glasses. I want a different glasses mold. There's just something missing with that. Time to update that. They did use a lot of reuse with this Sergeant Slaughter, which I'm not opposed to. I understand the business side of things. But I do like that we got this version of Sergeant Slaughter. It's been long overdue for a long time. Fingers crossed. Mattel, give us General Adnan. I hope it's not a Barbarian situation where we can't get the Barbarian right now. We really need Adnan to finish this out. I hope in the next few series we can get that as a collector's exclusive. That would make a lot of collectors like myself happy. But yeah, Sergeant Slaughter, he's coming in at number 3 for me. And we're down to final 2. Yes, the time has come. We're at the final 2. And I keep saying it, a very strong set. But for number 2 for me, I'm going to go Damian Priest. Very toyetic first time in the line elite here. The silver, black, and purple color combination just pops. You add the tattoos, the head sculpts, all the extra hands that show the expressiveness of the character. There is a lot to like about this Damian Priest, and I can see a lot of people buying this one off the pegs. Really, I think this is going to be one of those sets where I really do think these two will probably be the biggest peg warmers, just because we've had other Lashleys, and Nia Jax is that female syndrome, unfortunately. But I do think the rest of the top half are really going to be the ones people really are going to be after. And this Damian Priest, like I said, not even a big fan of Damian Priest. He's just, I don't know, nothing against the guy. He's just not a huge fan. But his figure is absolutely next level. They've done an amazing job with this one. So that, of course, leaves Drew McIntyre as number 1. And I never would have thought that, as we've gotten so many Drew McIntyres that have been somewhat plain Jane, somewhat the exact same figure. It's really been Drew McIntyre overload, much like Roman Reigns from Mattel. But they come out firing all cannons with this Drew McIntyre, giving us the kilt, giving us the sword, giving us the new head sculpt, giving us the forearm guards. All next level accessories here. A fabulous figure. And it's so different than anything we've had. Yes, we've had kilts with Roddy Piper. This just looks so mean, so tough, so Highlander. Highlander-esque, I should say. And you know Highlander, we know the rules. There can only be one. Christopher Lambert told us that long ago in Highlander. There can only be one. And there can only be one Drew McIntyre at number 1 in Mattel Elite Series 89. Just all in all, a fabulous set. You really can't go wrong with any of these figures. I feel like I'm gushing over this set, but I really did enjoy this entire lineup here. No real paint application problems outside of some shifty eyes on some people. That's pretty good. That's usually one that, they struggle with sometimes, but we've also seen a lot of paint struggles. And to have no paint issues across the board in this, that is a huge win. I do like that. So Mattel really stepping up the quality, at least in this set I'm reviewing here. So just a fabulous line, Elite 89. But what do you guys say in the comments below? Where do you rank them? You got a rankings yet? What do you think of this lineup? One of the strongest lineups in your opinion as well? Let me know in the comments. There's really something for everybody here. Legend with Sergeant Slaughter. You got a female figure. You got a current champion. You got first time in the elite lines with these two. And you got a whole new Drew McIntyre, one of the top stars with a very toyetic look. really something for everyone in this set. But let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this set. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed and all that fun stuff. And then follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram, and of course ProWrestlingTees.com. Support the channel. Pick up a t-shirt. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Mattel Elite Series 89, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.